From Houston, Texas, it's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber Neal.
Hey guys, what's up? It is your girl, matchmaker Amber Neal. It is Married Date Monday, Mania Monday, but it is Coffee Monday. So
Yes, I'm a little late because I needed my coffee today. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to LaWanda Turner for hooking me up with some instant coffee. Hey, girl.
And you know, it's funny because I'm not a coffee drinker. My parents drink coffee so freaking much. Just the smell of it is ugh. But anyway, the cool thing about it is that I asked him, because being the great friend that I am, I picked him up some instant coffee and he hadn't touched it. So I was like, okay, maybe, I don't know. So I don't know coffee. But then you got this one and you raved about it. Like,
My other thing is that so I drink my morning in the coffee. You see why I need coffee?
It's Monday, guys.
I need to drink my coffee in the mornings.
Yeah.
And so generally speaking, once I'm caffeinated, unless it's a long day, I don't drink caffeine again. Except for the Dr. Peppers that I drink throughout the day. So I'm, I won't be drinking coffee until it's like, hour. And once it becomes, hour, then I'm like, okay, pick me up. So you don't get to see that very often because I'm usually very caffeinated and ready to go.
Hashtag
Yeah.
I bleed DP. Guys, we have a great show for you today. We are going to be talking about signs your relationship may be coming to an end.
Oh, snap.
What a great day to talk about on Monday. Because, a lot of times couples get together over the weekends. That's when a lot of the fights happen because it is back to the common interest thing, right?
Right.
A lot of couples fight over the weekends because it's like one couple's in the mood for romance, one couple's tired, one person's tired, one person is trying to take care of their family, one person's working. So when you don't have time for romance, when you don't make time for your relationship, don't be surprised when it falls apart. So today we are going to talk about signs your relationship may be coming to an end, and we have some really fun 8 clever psychology facts. So we're going to start the show off with today.
I'm like, psychology?
Yes.
What are you doing? Taking me to school today?
Always, guys. And, we are super excited because we actually launched Houston's first private social club for couples this month, MarriedDate.com. We have some more information coming up about that in the break for you to check out. But don't you just love the host couples?
I do. We have some really great host couples, the Adolphs particularly, every time I think they come to mind, they are the most outgoing, the most fun, the most social. And then of course, we have the Destins.
We have the
what I'm saying?
Destins.
Formerly known as Sugar Bacon.
Yes.
But we have the Destins who what I really love about them is they really when they walk around, you feel that power.
That's a power couple.
Exactly. They're a true power couple. So I love the emotions that I get just feeling them in the hallway. It's just like that uplifting.
Yes.
Just seeing them stand next to each other. They got that posture to just I'm gonna rule this place. That's how that goes.
And that's the thing about it is, guys, you want to be really careful who you allow into your circle when you are a part of a relationship, because not all relationships are healthy. Not all relationships are what you aspire to be like. And so, we have so many great host couples, too many to name, but go get more information. We're actually going to create a new tab on the Married Date website where you can it's going to be all about our host couples. So you can really get to know them, meet them a little bit more. And if you're interested in joining Married Date, go to MarriedDate.com. We're doing 30 to 50 events a month in person, and hopefully, if everything goes well, we will have 10 virtual events on our calendar for August. So
right, exactly.
It's a slow build, but we'll eventually get to about 50 a month virtually as well. So our goal is to have 100 events a month. That you can choose from, and you're like, wow, that's a lot, right? But yeah, because we all have different interests. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
And that's something that, I was actually just talking to a potential member the other day. They were saying, how can you, why do you do so many events? And I was like, well, think about it this way. I may do a bar night one night and in the same, but you may not be a bar couple.
Exactly.
You may not even like to drink.
Yeah.
Exactly. So on the same night, instead of saying bar, we'll go and offer like a movie night or cute little date night in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just to go and open up the spectrum to all couples. That's the biggest thing about Married Day is we are one of the most diverse companies. We want everybody is welcome. All we're trying to do is keep the love there and the date there. So what we want to do is tell everybody love is love. You can love whoever you want to love. Like we have no judgment here. So that's why we keep it so open for so many different possibilities. Whether you are a heterosexual couple, whether you are a newly couple, a long-time couple, whether you're young or older, there's events for you, because I know it's different from the age ranges too. A young person's not going to want to do the same thing that an older person is going to want to do.
Which brings the point of how the events are. This is what happens naturally in a social club. You basically wind up filtering down. It's a big filtering process so that you meet couples that are like-minded, have the same interests. Nobody wants to get drugged to something they don't want to go to,
right.
Especially in a couple. That's one of the hardest things. Being in the couple itself, it's already hard enough for the couple to agree on something to do, but then to find the other couples as well. But what's going to happen is naturally going to filter by age as well too. Now you will see all ages at all events, right? But the thing about it is it will naturally filter age group by what it is usually. So normally anything that's like a younger event, the bars and the weekend, the live events, the live music, those sort of things. I mean, everybody likes like music.
Right.
But when you get into like the adrenaline junkie stuff, that's when you're going to get the younger people. When you go to the wine tastings and the cooking classes and the different the things that are something that people a little bit older tend to migrate to. No, trust me, I know there's 85-year-old people jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. But all we're saying is that it kind of naturally filters, and you're going to meet everybody. And here's the thing, guys. Let me say this one thing too. If you are a young couple, go make friends with the older couples because there's so much wisdom in that. Especially if they are the host couple. To be clear, the host couples have one job. They are the example. When we screen for host couples, these host couples are the example of what a real marriage is. Have they had problems? Maybe. We don't know. They've worked it out. But from what I can tell, they've at least gone to therapy and figured it out.
Right. And I know I can tell you just from the testimonies of some of the actual host couples,
Yeah.
Some of them have come out and straight up said that they have not had it easy. It was not an easy road, but they never gave up. They never even thought about divorce.
No.
Instead, they said, how are we going to fix this?
That's right.
And that's what we're looking. That's the whole purpose behind Married Day. It's the mental health behind it. How can we fix your relationship to help it stay healthy?
One of the things we're going to talk about in a future show this week, it's been on my mind to really talk about. I saw this lady on TikTok who was saying, quit glorifying your grandmother's toxic relationship. And so what she meant by that is that back in the day, we always talk about women were stuck. Because they didn't have the money, the education, the resources. And she said, and this was exactly what she said. She goes, if Harriet Tubman could free the slaves in the 1800s, you could have left that relationship. And I always think about that because my mom comes from a dysfunction. My grandpa's alcoholic. My grandma had left him in the 40s when she had no money, no education, and had to leave all of her kids with her ex, and he wound up giving them away. So she lost all of her kids. So my mom's really suffered from that. And it makes me think about that. So we've got to stop. We always think about our grandparents. Well, they stayed together forever. But the difference was back in the day, they stayed in abuse. They stayed in mistreatment.
Right.
Most of the time, the men had another family on the other side
And
of
I mean,
town.
you have to think
or had a
about
woman.
the different times. Women didn't even have rights back then. So, a lot of times, like, they had no choice but to stay where they were at because it's not like they could get a job.
Yeah.
It's not like they were able to get an education to pay for anything, to get a job or anything like that. So, I can understand why the older generations were forced to stay in relationships that they didn't want to stay in, whether they were healthy or not.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the options. Versus nowadays, I mean, women are more independent than men are now.
Yeah, and maybe that's the problem because I think everybody's confused. But we do want to talk about that part of the toxicity. The difference was in our generation and our grandparents' generation is we're focusing on mental health. That is what Married Date is about. Let's focus on the mental health. Let's not be our grandmothers and sweep it under the rug and just we don't talk about it. We keep our family secrets, and you're only as sick as your secret. So when we come back, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna introduce you to some of the host couples right now. Check them out. Listen to their story and be inspired. And we have a singles event this Thursday coming up. So when we come back, we're going to talk about 8 really cool psychology tricks. We'll be right back after this.
Woo! Married Date, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Chris and I met on MySpace. We started doing music together first, and then we became really good friends, and we were friends for about 5 years. And then we started dating each other in 2008. By February 2009, we were engaged, and by November 2009, we were married. We have 3 children together that we have raised, and we have traveled the world together and eaten some of the best food in the world, and collectively have just built up an amazing network of friends and family and a circle of people that we just love and care about, and they continue to motivate and we continue to motivate them. We build our energy on our relationship with the energy that we can give to other people and the effect that we can have on other people's lives. And we're going on 12 years strong this year through all the obstacles and the goods and the bads. We're still together and we're here to share our story.
Join Married Date today by visiting www.marrieddate.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Millionaire Matchmaker, and you know what? How we do it. We got a huge singles event coming up 1 week from today. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it is. And I'm your boy DJ Houston, and we're here to tell you about our singles event. We're doing
Speed dating in the dark, aka glow in the dark speed dating.
And we're bringing you musical love chairs. You know how fun it is to bump somebody out of their chair. Get out of my chair.
You get out of my chair.
Hey, make sure you go and check out our event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Tickets are live. And
come hungry. We have pasta, salad, and fruit included in the ticket price, and it's BYOB. Come for the networking, red carpet, and fun. And hey, is there any price you won't pay for love?
Exactly. So make sure y'all guys go check out that event at The Amber Neal Show on Facebook, and we will see you there. Married Date, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Hello, I'm Larry.
And I'm Denise. And we are the Scotts.
Denise and I have been married for almost a year now, and it has been a thrill.
Yes, it has. We are always honeymooning and always on the go, doing something as a couple.
And that's what I love about my wife, Denise. She is full of energy, she's full of excitement, and she is full of love.
And I love you for allowing me to shine my love in your life. And I'm super ready to share a lifetime of memory with you.
She's my wife.
He's my husband.
She's my friend.
He's my friend.
She's my everything.
He's my everything.
She's my queen.
He's my king.
She's my lifetime.
He's my lifetime. This is what makes a happy marriage.
And we both believe what God put together, no one can ever tear apart.
Join Married Date today by visiting www.marrieddate.com. Married Date, Houston's first private social club for couples.
It all started when one of Jen's friends brought her out to a bar and she didn't want to go out. She saw me and said she's going to marry that guy. Her friends thought it was funny. The next night we met. This was 2 days before Christmas. And then we've been together ever since. That was 2007. We hung out that night, didn't even know each other's names. And then eventually we started hanging out and got together, got engaged January of 2008, got married April of 2009, and we have 2 kids and a third that we just had a month and a half ago in May. So now we have 3 kids, own a business, been together for 14 years now, and no turning back from there. Everybody said we wouldn't make it. We've been through trials and tribulations, made sure that we always stuck by each other's side and took care of everything we're supposed to, and we've been tested a lot. We have been tested hard. Other than that, we have enjoyed life. We travel. We enjoy spending time with each other 24 hours a day. Never a dull moment, never separation. It's actually been great.
Join Marydate today by visiting www.marydate.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. It is Marydate Mondays with my co-host DJ Houston.
Sup?
I think I forgot to introduce you last time.
You know,
I think 'cause you just walked in.
I did. I kind of just walked in, and we were like, I need coffee. So, plus, I'm just kind of like, you know, if you don't know who we are by now, Google me.
All right,
Who's
guys.
the guy on the Amber Neal Show?
I know. All right, guys. Today we got a really fun topic for y'all. We're talking about 8 really cool, clever psychology facts, and we're going to be talking about signs that your relationship may be coming to an end in the bottom of the hour. But first, let's jump into this because, you know, the psychology facts are really interesting, right? These little things can really make a difference in how you approach every area of your life. So number 1 is people who lose their virginity after 19 or later
I'm already out of this one. Woo!
tend to have a higher income, education, and a healthier relationship later in life than those people who lose their virginity young. So that explains our life a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was a little young when I lost my virginity.
But that's interesting because, you know, the first thing I thought about when I saw that, I was like, I think about the kids in school that maybe not been as popular or maybe shy, introverted. They weren't as good with, you know, romance and trying to let people know they like them. So I think it's one of those things that gives you time to focus on other things in your life, like your academics and your school and your hobbies and things like that, instead of just when you're a horny teenager, all you think about is getting laid.
I was going to say, you know, I feel like that the reason that they're probably more successful and more, you know, have the higher income and stuff is because they aren't focusing on sex all the time.
Right.
Like that, you know, I mean, come on, the second you have sex, you want more. You always want more.
Yes.
And these people, they don't know what they're missing, so they're not even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just...
See, I'm the opposite. I have this weird thought. Like, anytime I go to a funeral, you're going to think I'm so crazy. But, y'all, you know, even in high school, my friends, I was always talking about sex. I started matchmaking people in 9th grade. And my friends would say, do you ever talk about anything but sex? And I'm like, no. And it turns out I was president of Future Homemakers of America. Y'all see where I'm going with this. I'm a matchmaker now. So sex has been a very big part of my life, my whole life. But it's so interesting because I always think about when people die, I wonder when their last time they had sex was. And I wonder if they knew it was their last time.
You know what
I mean? When you meet somebody, it's like, when was your last time? And were you satisfied with your last time? It's kind of when you break up in a relationship, it's like, was the last time really good? Because normally if your sex life is good, but then that last time it wasn't as good as it usually is. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, me personally, the way I want to go is having sex. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Like
Yes.
I don't want to wonder if I missed out or if this is the last time. Because now every time I have sex, I'm going to be like, wait, am I going to have an aneurysm right now? Like, this better be the best dang sex I ever have, you know? And it's hard because living in the hookup culture, you know, I'm over here like giving myself away over here, but you know it can be really bad sometimes. Like you know, especially if you go and get that strange all the time, and you're just like, oh, sometimes strange is really good and really fun and really hot. But
I don't care what nobody says. Nothing's better than love. No, there's no sex better than when you're in love. I don't care what nobody says. I mean, yes, hookup, you know, strange is cool.
It's hard to say because I guess because I haven't...
you know them over time. You can please them more. You know what they like more. You try new things more. But if it's a one-time thing, that's just like going to Marydate and trying to say you can judge one event. You can't judge somebody's sexual ability by having sex one time.
I'm just going to say sometimes, though.
Oh, sometimes.
Sometimes having sex with a random stranger is so much more... fun because sometimes they're more willing to do the things that you like to do. You know, like sometimes it's easier to find freaks that are one night
Like
stands.
sex in
then-
public. Or,
Exactly.
I saw a meme the other day that said, "If you're not willing to have sex at a family function, you're not for me." That should be my motto. If I had a dating profile, that would be my.
If you're not willing to fuck me in my old bedroom while all of my parents and family are in the kitchen during Thanksgiving, then we can't.
See, you see why we're so good. But enough about us. Enough about our little dirty little secrets.
Yeah.
But sex is important. But I think the more you get to know somebody, I even had a lover once who would rate his sexual ability. He's like, "Oh, you got that D dick today. Oh, you're gonna get that C plus tomorrow. Oh, you're gonna get that B." And I'm like, but the crazy part, as we dated for months, like almost a year, it was crazy. It was true. Over time, he became better and better in bed. So I don't know, but because you know how it is. Like, I'm not giving all my best ability skills until you earn that. Some of them are earned. Right?
Yeah, right. But I guess I can't really speak on that aspect because I haven't found my true love yet. So I haven't really made love to nobody. I've just had sex with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of brings us on to our second psychology fact, which I kind of find a little okay. Like this kind of reminds me of like yawning. You know how they say yawning is contagious.
Right.
So this one right here says being unable to get somebody off of your mind means it's because you're also on their mind.
I've heard that so many years, right? And so I just really wonder, from a psychology standpoint, how did they determine that?
Right, like how
do you? I mean, because think about it. There's stalkers who think about you all the time.
Doesn't mean I'm thinking about
There's
them.
stalkers that know what's going on in your life more than you do. But that don't mean you're thinking about them. So
well, it's kind of like that old saying where like if
Where
your ears are
love's
burning,
involved,
that somebody's talking about you.
Yeah.
It's like how do you really know?
Can
How
I
would
just
your
say
body
that?
know that somebody's
maybe
talking
you
about
need
you?
a Q-tip. Maybe it's nasty. Maybe you need to clean your ass out. But that's the thing about it is maybe it's when there's mutual love. Like, because I think there has to be like a line drawn. I think they should preface this by saying when you're in love with someone, then and y'all are in love with each other, then if you can't get each other, but just anybody, like
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Because I also, hold on, let me make sure it's not on real quick. So I also heard, when you yawn, they say it's contagious, but they say it's only contagious if you have emotional connection with somebody.
interesting. Well, what I heard about yawning is that if you yawn, and if someone yawns in front of you and you don't yawn as well, you're a psychopath.
But we'll see, and and that's why I'm like, how can we prove these kind of things? And,
Who said? We need to get to the bottom of this, right?
Who wrote this?
If you're thinking about me and I'm thinking about you, interesting. But I think there is some truth to that.
Some truth.
I think it goes, for me, when I'm just in my own personal experience, I think it's more about like when you break up. You know what I mean? Like when you're going through a breakup and they can't stop thinking about you and you can't stop thinking about them. Because look how many people break up and they don't really, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
I mean, I guess we can kind of put this under the law of attraction,
Yeah.
It's, if you're thinking about it, clearly you're manifesting that,
manifesting it.
Because it's just like, for example, this is totally crazy, but the other day, my ex just came across my mind. Just one of those random things. Like I think I watched an ad that just kind of reminded me of him, and I was like, so I started just thinking like, oh, that poor bastard. And then the next thing I knew, I was at Walmart and I ran into him, and I was like, damn you, universe!
way.
I was like,
That
I did
happens a
not
lot.
want to see him. I literally said that poor bastard.
Once you become aware of how powerful your thoughts are and that the universe does not know what you want, it knows what you think about, careful what you think about, because that mofo going to show up and be like, bam, here I am. Hey, I need to go to Walmart too, okay?
I'm so, I was so lucky that I was just like able to, whoa, I ran the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to run into my exes. I ain't got time for that drama.
All right, guys. So today we're talking about really cool 8 clever psychology facts. Number 3 is that the amount of stress that a person has when they lose their phone is similar to a terrorist attack. I mean, I feel like a heart attack. I don't know about a terrorist attack, but I definitely feel like it's when you get that moment you can't find that has happened to me. That is the worst feeling in the world. Because if you're like me, I have everything in my phone.
honestly, facts, because that's how I feel. Like, I have everything on my phone, from my passwords to my cards
Yes.
to my schedule to just my life. Everything that controls my life goes through my phone. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I can kind of see that. I do get like very scared sometimes. Like, if I lose my just misplacing my phone, I can't find my phone. Where's my phone? Like, I start panicking.
Seriously.
So it's a
Are we
little.
calls today?
We can, yeah.
Okay, guys, phone lines are going to be open. We're going to go ahead and open those up. Maybe we'll do it at the bottom of the hour. We'll come back. We'll give you the 800 number. When we come back, you guys can call in and join us on the next conversation. Signs that your relationship may be coming to an end, so that you can also chime in on that. But what is number 4?
So 8 clever psychology facts that we're talking about today.
Yes.
Tell people your deepest secrets while looking into their eyes. Oh, that is so cute.
Yes.
They will feel an instant
It
attraction.
didn't work with Jacob, but I tried.
Amber, I'm sorry, but you're barking up
And
the
he's got
wrong
such pretty
tree.
eyes, too. Did you know that only 2% of the world's population has green eyes?
Really?
2%.
And
And all people with blue eyes are tied to the same.
so then I was gonna say, so then what do I come out as? Because my eyes are hazel, so they change colors. They change
It
between
it
blue,
falls
gray,
into a
and,
green.
and right.
Yeah.
I was like, because they mostly are green.
Because
but
there's
they-
only one recessive color, and that's blue. And then I saw a study yesterday that said all blue-eyed people are tied to some genetic mutation tied to Denmark. And so every single person with blue eyes is tied to one genetic mutation.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I always found that interesting because my daughter's biracial and she had blue eyes when she was born. I'm like, how in the world does a biracial child have blue eyes? And then I found out the only recessive color is blue, that green is equal to brown.
I mean, nobody ever really believes me because my green eyes actually come from my dad's side, which is the Latin side of my family. You
I
know?
believe that because when you look at science, green and brown are equally dominant, and that back before, I think it was like, I don't know, 10,000 years ago, I don't know I forgot what it said in the article, but there was no such thing as blue eyes. That was a mutation. That was something mutated. So technically, we're all supposed to have dark eyes, but actually, the thing is that green is equivalent to brown. So
That
as far as
makes
dominant
sense.
or recessive colors. Okay, so what number are we on now?
Number 5.
When telling a lie, add an embarrassing part to it because it makes it more believable. Like,
Why are you giving my
example.
secrets away?
I'll give you an example. I'm running late because there's an accident on the road, and somebody flipped me off, and then I flipped them off, and then I realized it was my boss. You know what I mean? Just something silly to make it seem like something bad happened to you in it, because it's already something bad, right?
You're talking to teenage Jacob here. I was the best deceiver of them all because I knew how to do that. You know, you have to really, if you're gonna lie about it, you got to make it more personal. You know, something that you can be embarrassed by, so that way people really believe you more.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna believe, nobody believes that you're gonna intentionally tell a lie about yourself that's embarrassing.
Exactly.
So, you know, adding that little embarrassing trait, you're kind of like, he must be telling the truth. So 8 clever psychology facts. We are on number 6, and number 6 is scent may be one factor in one's attraction to another, and that is
Like the pheromone party.
yeah.
We did the pheromone party back, oh my God, I don't remember what year that was. That was a long time ago. But it landed us on 2020 with Barbara Walters, okay? Because they say that they have proven animals have pheromones. The jury is still out if humans have pheromones. But come on, man.
Let me tell you.
You can walk up and smell somebody
Yes.
and go,
Yes.
but you know what you're smelling for? Is you're smelling for the best possible offspring. You're literally trying to smell. You're smelling their DNA. You're trying to say, you know what, because it's a hardwired. And they said this is true in straight and gay couples, that we still select to our pheromones to produce. We're looking for the best genetic outcome with our offspring, even when that's not possible.
Well, before we move on to the next one, I'm going to say that legitimately, I don't care what science says. I know people have pheromones because one of my exes, like, never had to ever wear, like, deodorant or anything like that because he just naturally always, like, it was a musk. It wasn't like, oh, you know, you smell freshly clean, but it was a musk, but it always smelled good. Like, you just, I was always like, oh
That's
my
funny
gosh.
you say
It's so
that.
weird.
Because I remember when the news came out and interviewed me at the event, I just had a car accident and I had a concussion. So I said the wrong word, but the message was the same. I gave the example of, when you're in love with somebody and they go out let's say they go out for a run, and then you're like, man, you stink so good. But that's what it is,
Yeah.
because even when they stink, when you're in love, man, you you like how drink your dirty bath water.
Oh,
Say,
like
right?
some people, let me smell them sweaty balls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I never said that. We're going to jump into these last two real quick because we got to take a break. Number 7, some researchers fear that technology, particularly social media, is going to be the death of all emotional connection. It is causing disconnections instead of connections.
I completely agree. We talk about this a lot on the show, how social media is pushing people more and more or less emotionally with other people. That connection that they're supposed to get when you talk to people face to face isn't
Which
there
even
anymore.
affects your job when you were applying for a job.
Right.
All right, what's the last one?
So that brings us to number 8 of the 8 clever psychology facts. If you want to find love, take a dog with you when you're going on a date.
I love it.
Use it as an icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's actually a really good,
I love that.
really good idea. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a dog. You can bring your cat if you want to. But
Bring your dog.
all right. Well, we will be back after these announcements from our sponsors, and when we come back, we are talking signs that your relationship may be coming to an end.
Uh-oh.
We'll see you after these commercial breaks.
Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
It all started when one of Jen's friends brought her out to a bar and she didn't want to go out. She saw me and said she's going to marry that guy. Her friends thought it was funny. The next night we met. This was 2 days before Christmas. And then we've been together ever since. That was 2007. We hung out that night, didn't even know each other's names. And then eventually we started hanging out and got together. Got engaged January of 2008. Got married April of 2009. And we have 2 kids and a third that we just had a month and a half ago in May. So now we have 3 kids, own a business, been together for 14 years now, and no turning back from there. Everybody said we wouldn't make it. We've been through trials and tribulations, made sure that we always stuck by each other's side and took care of everything we're supposed to. And we've been tested a lot. We have been tested hard. Other than that, we have enjoyed life. We travel. We enjoy spending time with each other 24 hours a day. Never a dull moment, never separation. It's actually been great.
Join Maridate today by visiting www.maridate.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Millionaire Matchmaker, and you know how we do it. We got a huge singles event coming up 1 week from today. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it is. And I'm your boy DJ Houston, and we're here to tell you about our singles event. We're doing
Speed dating in the dark, aka glow in the dark speed dating.
and we're bringing you musical love chairs. You know how fun it is to
Fun.
bump somebody out of their chair. Get out of my
You
chair.
get out of my chair.
Hey, make sure you go and check out our event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Tickets are live. And
Come hungry. We have pasta, salad, and fruit included in the ticket price, and it's BYOB. Come for the networking, red carpet, and fun. And hey, is there any price you won't pay for love?
exactly. So make sure you guys go check out that event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook, and we will see you there.
Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
We are the Adolphs.
Willie and Tequila.
We're blessed and honored to be asked to be a host couple for Maridate.
We have been a part of each other's lives for so many years.
We partied hard and worked harder.
We have 4 adult children and 2 fur babies.
We are entrepreneurs and we work together for over 20 years.
We have been married since 1999 through thick and thin, sickness and health, through troubles and triumphs, struggles and all victories. But God.
We built it up
We built it up.
We built it up, and now we're solid. Solid as a rock. We are the Adolphs.
Join Marydate today by visiting www.marydate.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. It is Marydate Monday with my co-host DJ Houston.
Sup. Man, it's another day here in the H, and it is a hot one.
Yes, it is.
I am sick of this heat. But then again,
it's not raining.
Actually, I would rather it be raining right now
You
to
would?
help cool it down.
Then it starts freezing in here. It's crazy.
Well, again, I said I'd rather be cold than hot because at
Yeah.
least being cold, I can put more clothes on.
Yeah,
but
being hot
unfortunately, society won't let me take clothes off
Yes.
when I get too hot.
All right, guys. Today we have a really good show for y'all. If y'all missed the first half, we were talking about 8 really cool psychology tricks that'll help you in all areas of your life. But now we've got to give y'all, it's the Marydate Monday. Part of being a couple is understanding what went wrong in your last relationship. And as we said before, the person that is toxic will jump right into a brand new relationship, and the person that's healthy will stay and heal. There's no way you can get around that. Putting a Band-Aid on it will only cause your next relationship to fail just the same way, right?
Right.
So today we're going to talk about 8 signs that your relationship may be coming to an end. Number 1.
I'm like,
yes.
cue up the Pac-Man death sound.
I think this is going to be probably the biggest indicator of all of these, because if you can't talk, if you don't have communication, if there's no understanding, then number 1 is that most of your conversations turn into full-blown arguments.
Ooh, this right here. I honestly, every single one of my relationships that have ever ended have ended because of pretty much this, like we can't talk. There's no conversation anymore. Every time even if it starts off as a nice civil conversation, somewhere it takes a ugly left turn and we're both yelling at each other and arguing and fighting. And that's why now, that I'm more healed and understanding, I now look for that as a huge red flag for me,
Yeah.
If I'm just having a normal conversation with somebody and I can't even finish what I'm saying before I'm getting cut off and their voice is starting to get a little higher and a little louder than mine, those are signs right there that I have to find something different, back off.
It makes me wonder when people do that, when it turns into a full-blown argument, it wasn't always like that. You didn't always communicate like that. What is it about it that turns it into a full-blown argument? And that is when people get into their ego. When people get into their ego and they no longer are serving the relationship as a unit, as a couple, as a one body, and they start separating themselves into, I want this and I want that, and then we become children. That's what really happens. Our inner child starts acting a damn fool and starts throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, you want to get loud? Okay, well, I'm going to get loud. Oh, you want to cheat? Okay, I'm going to cheat. And the thing is, 2 wrongs never make a right. And we're not saying that one person is right, but be the peacemaker. Try to be the peacemaker. Try to make an effort. Seek out counseling. Seek out mediation. Seek out some help. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, this is only going to escalate. Each time it's going to blow up bigger and bigger and bigger. And the worst thing you can do when you're trying to resolve conflict is throw in their face everything that you've already resolved. Once it's resolved, shut the hell up. Quit talking about that shit.
Okay, and that's the spot right there that I'm learning still, because sometimes I'm still that got to get that last word or that last stab in, especially once I get upset, once my emotions start taking over, But I'm learning because before, younger me would always, there was no thinking, there was no filter, there was just, I'm going to say what's going to hurt you the most right here, right now, because I was ruthless,
Because
I was a
you
savage.
hurt people, hurt people.
Yes.
And that's the thing. That's when you heal, you're not going to be willing to engage in these full blown things like this, because eventually, yes, you're going to fight for yourself, you're going to stand up for yourself, but eventually you're going to say, this is the old me. My thing is, if somebody I used to be like that too, when I was hurt and unhealed. When people, now that I'm healed and I'm still working to even improve that, now when I see somebody pulling me back to the old me, that's my sign it's time to move on.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to be that person anymore.
So, that brings us on to the next one so the second reason that a sign that your relationship's coming to an end could be that you start bad mouthing your partner to their family and friends. You know, for example, you got John Smith's best friend Joe. Hey Joe, John every day is getting on my last nerve. He won't pick up after himself. I'm pretty sure he's just one lazy mother effer. Everything that he does is just so annoying. Things like that. Right? The fact that you're talking bad about your spouse already shows that you're checked out of this relationship. You know, you're supposed to be your partner's hype man, not your partner's not
Enemy.
what I was like, what's the opposite of a hype
Enemy.
man? You know, because
Hater.
exactly, you're being their haters. What you're doing, and
That's hurtful when you're in a relationship with somebody who's supposed to be I've said that before. So many of y'all praying that God removes your enemies, but then y'all won't pray because you're scared he's going to remove your man.
right. And you know, something else, you know, that I want to say is there's a difference between bad mouthing your partner to your family and friends, and then there's a difference from venting to them and talking to them.
Right, getting help.
Exactly, because who knows your partner better than their friends and their family? You know what I mean? So sometimes you do. Oh man, you know, John's been having a lot of bad days lately, and you know, stressing us both out. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix that. That's not bad mouthing your partner by saying that you're going through a hard time. That's saying that you need help. So
What is bad mouthing your partner is venting to your work husband that you have a crush on. Never ask somebody that you're attracted to advice about your relationship, because if they have a mutual attraction, then that is how these things. The number one place that people cheat is work. The number one hours people cheat is work hours. And the number one way people do it is with their coworkers. So the number one thing you don't want to do is go complain to your coworker that you're attracted to about your problems. Now, if there's no chance that y'all ever going to hook up, then that's one thing to have somebody to confide in because you trust their opinion. But you also got to understand, before you ask for that advice, you got to make sure it's somebody that has your best interest at heart.
absolutely, you know, that's when it comes to talking about or getting advice, you know, because just trying to talk to somebody and say that you're having a bad day with your spouse can lead to a bad thing. Because as we say all the time, any third person in your relationship is one too many.
That's right.
You know, so even if it's just coming for a friendly piece of advice, you done stuck somebody else in it. And sometimes people can't stop at advice. Sometimes people feel like they're helping you,
Yeah.
and so they'll take it into their own hands and go to your partner and say, hey, you know, and that's nothing, that's literally inserting another person into this relationship.
That's how my mom lost her husband. She asked her best friend to go talk to my dad, and
Ugh.
well, they did. They started talking.
This
and-
whole high school drama crap, like that's what we used to do when we were in high school, people. Just like, oh, I think that guy's really cute. Will you go talk to him for me? What kind of crap is that? Like, you want me to steal your man? Because that's how that happens. Like, you send me to go talk to a man for you. I'm not gonna go over there and talk to him for you. I'm gonna go over there and talk to him for me.
And that's where the passion came from Marriage Date, for us to have a screening process,
Yes.
because we want couples that are committed to monogamy and marriage and their vows, and not trying to destroy, because there's enough people in your life, the bitter people in your life they're bitter and single, the people that don't believe in love, the people that cheat, the people that play games, the people that are swingers. I mean, there's so many temptations and things you could easily fall off your relationship. Just be careful who you get advice from. But when you start bad mouthing them, why don't you try talking to them first?
Exactly.
And then if that doesn't work, go to God. That's who you go to. You go to God. You pray about it. Yes, have your few select confidants that you know have your back, but don't go make it a family affair, because here's what happens. As your family, when you're dogging them out, they're going to defend you and they're going to take your side.
They are.
Usually, right?
Even if you're in the wrong.
And then guess what happens? Y'all make up. Now they hate your man, and now you got to spend the next 6 months defending him until your next fight. And then you go tell them about that one. They're like, "See, we told you." Keep people out of your business. Talk to a therapist.
Let me tell you, this sounds like somebody who knows from firsthand experience, you know, because I know from first. That's why I could chuckle at it, because I'm over here like, yeah, I've been down that road before. That's
Exactly.
a dark, lonely road. Let me tell you.
Unless you want to be like them, just be careful of the advice that you take. What's number 3? Oh, am I? Okay, number 3, you don't want to spend one-on-one time together, and you prefer to do your own thing. You know, autonomy is good in a relationship. We talk about that during COVID. We talked about how people need autonomy, people need their time alone, and that's why relationship, they felt like that's why relationships were falling apart during COVID. That's part of it. You definitely have to have your one-on-one time. But if you ever get to that place where you don't even want to do anything with them, you purposely make plans with your friends, you purposely work late
That right
at
there.
night.
She just took. I was literally waiting for her to finish so I can sit here and say, those when your coworkers ask you if you want to go to the bar instead after work,
Exactly.
and you're like,
Sure.
oh, I have a spouse at home, but sure, you know what? Who cares? And
I
then
have
show up
kids
at
at
2
home.
o'clock. Right, exactly. Those are the kind of things right there that are literally like you can tell that they're checked out. They don't want to be there no more. That's a physical checkout. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that
saying?
really
Because to
is.
me, there's two types of checkouts. You have the physical checkout where they physically have their foot out the door, where they're hardly ever home. You only see them when they're sleeping. And then you have the emotional checkout. And emotional checkout's a whole different ball game.
How long do you think your relationship is going to last if you never spend time together? The grass is green where you water it, people. Okay. And the thing is stop taking your partner for granted. You just think a lot of you guys out there are so complacent and so you just taking people for granted to a point of, oh, they're always going to be there.
Right.
They can deal with it. No, I'm telling you, people have options. There's 8 billion people on this planet. So stop taking people for granted.
Right, exactly. That brings us signs that your relationship may be coming to an end. Mm-hmm. And this is sign number 4. They become more distant and their engagement has decreased dramatically. So they're not going to talk to you anymore. The time that y'all would spend together watching TV,
Y'all don't watch y'all's show
exactly.
anymore.
They watch their show, you watch your show. It's very cold, short answers.
They're sleeping on the couch all the time.
Right. Are you hungry? Yeah, sure, it's whatever. Those are the kind of, and that to me is what we call an emotional checkout. Because emotionally there's nothing there anymore. They don't feel anything for you. When you talk to them, they probably either regret or they are annoyed at your voice.
Yeah.
They every time they even think about you. Those are emotional checkouts.
They're always going out of town.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So.
The thing is that it's all about focusing on appreciation and gratitude. Yes, you can find things about people you hate. But if you get 80% of something in a relationship, you're winning. But guess what? Psychology also says 70% of the relationships things we fight about in a relationship are never resolvable. Never. 70% are never resolvable. So if you go in understanding that part, you will approach it a little bit different to realize, okay, sometimes you're going to have to agree to disagree.
Amen.
And the thing is if you become more distant and you're not spending time together, and the thing is, this can also come from when you feel like you're blue in the face. Have you ever said to somebody, I feel like a broken record. I feel like I've told you 1,000,000 times what I need, but then you don't want to hear it. So then when understanding becomes a situation where there is no understanding, you don't want to hear it, they're tired of saying it, nobody wants to talk about it no more. So then what happens? The relationship falls apart, and then you go their way and they go their way.
And on that point, it's kind of like the same thing when you ask them to do something and they're resentful about doing it. They don't want to do it, but then they end up doing it, and then they half-ass it. And
exactly.
So instead of taking stress off of your plate, they just added more because you still got to go back and redo everything anyway.
Exactly.
So to me, that's another sign right there that they're out the door. They don't want to be there anymore.
And y'all might be surprised. One of the things people fight about is household chores. So, because then you get to I'm not doing the dishes anymore.
Right. I'm not taking out the trash. Somebody's got to go and work and cook and clean. I mean,
Both people are now, though.
And that's
the problem.
And that's what I say. It should be a 50-50 thing. Mind you, I understand some people don't know how to cook. Okay? But that's fine, because if I'm going to go...
Just because my kitchen's small don't mean I don't know how to cook.
Listen, some people may not know how to cook, but you know what? Then to me, if they can't cook, then they need to at least do all the dishes or order out. You know what I'm saying?
Cooking to me is at the top of the list of my sexual experience you get with me. So it's at the top, right? I saved some of those things, right? So this is how you can tell if I'm in love with you. If I try to feed you after sex, That's how you know I'm in love. If
This
I ain't
is-
trying to feed you, I don't give a damn about you.
And I'm the opposite. This is how you know I'm trying to get into your pants, is because I'm feeding you. You
He's
know what I'm
feeding
saying?
you first.
Hey,
He
my
gets you
mama
too fat,
always
happy,
said
you
the
got it all
fastest
around.
way to a man's heart is
It's
through
the
his
stomach.
stomach.
It's
Okay.
true, though.
And I know how to cook.
It's
Like there ain't been
true.
a single person to ever tell me that they don't like my cooking. Matter of fact, people come back and beg for my cooking. So
Yeah, you are a great cook.
I know I can, so my whole thing is like, if I'm really trying to impress you, or I really want to get into your pants, or I really want you to be my boyfriend, I'm going to cook for you, because that's how I get you really hooked.
It's
you
one of
know?
the things that people don't really talk about. Being when I was president of Future Homemakers of America, one thing I think we need to have a modern Homemakers of America, because here's the deal, ladies. Men still want a woman that can cook. I don't care what y'all say. I cannot tell you how many men I have came across in my whole life as a matchmaker, and they want a woman that can cook. I'm straight or gay, it don't matter. Or a man that can cook. They want somebody that can cook for them, and it depends on the generation. So the millennials probably not as much, but I know
Right.
Generation X and above, you need to be able to have some hot something on the stove.
I mean, this is a fact. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't about going out to eat.
No,
they want
it
you
ain't.
to cook.
Right. I mean, still
Bring
till
them a
this
plate.
day, which my mom's older, she's got some issues, health issues and everything, but she knows that when my dad is home for the week that he is home, it is a home cooked meal every night.
That's
now they may
right.
go out to eat during the day, but it is a home cooked meal.
Yes, that's
'Cause,
right.
You
Your
know,
mom is right.
that older generation, I'm telling you, that was one of the biggest
Yeah.
ways you show respect to your man.
It
Especially since that generation was more homemakers. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's also a Southern mentality thing. For me, if I know you like green tea, if I know you like Dr. Pepper, whatever you like, it's in my refrigerator.
Right.
I'm the kind of, even in my office, I have a little refrigerator in my office. I feel like if I don't have a selection, like some options for you, that's something tied into being Southern. We're very hospitable.
We are.
But ladies, listen, take a cooking class with your man. Because the millennials out there, everybody's working. So
Amen.
Y'all both go learn how to cook.
I was gonna say,
y'all
men.
both go learn how to do the damn dishes. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
because I'm telling you,
Take turns with laundry.
men. Let me give you a little secret here, okay? And something that women don't tell you very often. But women don't need to have sex to have an orgasm, okay? Sometimes just doing something different for them, like cooking them a hot meal, you will have them wet, okay? Let me tell you.
Especially if their language of love is acts of service.
So let me tell you, man, women love it when you spoil them and cook a dinner for them. And I'm not saying you gotta do it every night, but especially like a once a month
Don't
thing.
tell
like,
me your pancakes are good.
Right, show me your pancakes are good.
okay?
Thank you very much. So that brings us on to the next one. Signs that your relationship may be coming to an end. The person becomes more resentful and they express contempt. So, they'll start like rolling their eyes, acting superior, telling you how worthless you are, things like that. I mean, honestly, the second somebody starts rolling their eyes out at me, I'm already like, I can't not deal with you. I will shake you and tell you, roll those damn eyes again, and they're gonna be permanently stuck to the back of your head.
You saw my mom when I was little.
Listen, where do you think I get it from? That was my mama when I was little.
But let me tell you, one of the number one things that's going to destroy your relationship, that's going to cause resentment, is when you confide in somebody and they throw it in your face. That's number one.
Right.
Don't ever take somebody. For example, I went through an abusive relationship before, and then I had somebody after that tell me that's why you got beat. You see what I'm saying? You don't do that. You don't take what somebody, that's why you got raped. That's why you got left. That's why you were abandoned.
Ugh.
You don't take the most hurtful thing somebody can confide in you and then throw it in their face. And the number two thing that builds resentment is giving up your dreams. If you, I always say this, young love is great. I think young love is the one that's the hardest to get over. It's the one that'll last a lifetime, right? But because you never experienced a heartbreak yet, so you're open 100% to love. You're giving 100%. But the thing is resentment is going to come in if you give up your dreams. Let's say you want to be a whatever, and then you just settle down, have kids. Look at what's her name with Lil Wayne. and then he married Toya. What's the girl he was with? Nevia. She was talking about that on social media, how she met him, and he moved her into wherever, and said, hey, she kind of gave up her music career. He got with somebody else. Now she's like, he said he would take care of me, and he didn't.
You know what? I'm gonna. It's a little off topic, but it's a little on topic. I actually heard this segment the other day that kind of made me chuckle a little bit. They were saying that your ex should, if they brought you into a certain lifestyle, even after you break up, your ex should maintain that lifestyle. So, for example, if you was a thought living on the streets and didn't have a place to live, and yo boo went and got you the penthouse, a Benz, everything else, that just because you broke up, your ex should still go and take care of you. I think that's a load of crap.
I think that's BS. I think you should learn to have a skill outside of being on your back.
Thank you.
If you got him from being on your back, honey, listen, you need to get rid of that anyway, just because men date younger. So listen, women, you have an expiration date on your youth. You have a expiration date on how hard you can pull them. And that's the thing that I don't want to hear. But trust me, trust and believe the things you pulled by the time you're 50, unless you want to pull Grandpa Moses, pull Anna Nicole Smith, you're not always going to have the right option. So just be careful with that. That's not the way to get anybody.
It really isn't, and it kind of made me think, because that is a way to have a lot of resentment,
Who owes you?
Right. Exactly.
Why? Because you gave him some good head?
Exactly. You think that just because, if we broke up, everything that you had from me, my contacts, everything, it's done. Like, I'm cutting you off.
That's stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I really did. But you know what?
People actually give back diamond rings.
You wouldn't even...
Did you know what the protocol on that is?
What is the protocol if you get engaged and...
So, if you get engaged and whoever breaks it up, so let's say he cheats on you, you keep it. If you cheat on him, you give it back. So it's really about who was wrong. So, and it really
what if it's a mutual agreement?
And it depends on it depends on what your agreement in that situation is.
Because I was because sometimes people break up just because they find out they're not right for each other.
It just depends, right? So it just depends on who's at fault, who initiated the breakup, and then the last two is.
So number 7, right? Yeah, number 7.
Number 7, you just don't feel the same way anymore. You just, you're just tired of it, and you just kind of lose interest in it, and you find yourself dreaming of a new person or new opportunities, or you start getting sexy again.
I was gonna say, something that kind of brings you there is even like when you're having sex, you're like picturing other people. Those are things, or hey, something that they didn't put on here that should be on here is they lose interest in your sex life. They stop having so much sex with you, that's one of the ways you can definitely tell that your relationship's coming to an end.
And then some people be banging it out all the way to the end, though. I mean,
it's true, but you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between when it's
3 minutes or 30.
Exactly. You know when somebody's checked out during sex. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong.
It's always doggy style.
Yeah, sex is one of those things that anybody, no matter what they're feeling, can usually have. You know what I'm saying? And get off. Usually. There's certain exceptions, but you can tell when somebody's not there, when somebody's checked out. Yeah. And so that kind of brings us to number 8, which is the biggest one of them all. And, they just say, F it. They give up. They don't want to do it anymore. Ever have you just have an argument one day or a slight disagreement, and it's just, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah. Personally, that's my number one. That's my number one thing. When I'm done, that's how you know. I'm always just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna deal with it. I'm just done.
One thing as I've gone through my self-love journey, one thing I had to do is when you're unhealed, it's going to be natural. You're going to try to pick fights with people to try to get them to prove they love you because you're insecure. But so I challenge you, until you're completely healed, try to bite your tongue. Try not to say F it. Try not to say I give up unless you really are at that point, because and you can be at that point, but just be at that point that you're genuinely ready to let go. It doesn't mean it can't work out, let go of the outcome, but when you get to that point of saying F it, mean it.
Yeah, because
they're not going to take you serious.
And not only that, but once you say it, it's hard for somebody to unhear that.
That's right.
Once I hear that you've given up, then I lost trust, because knowing that you gave up, to me, tells me that you're open to cheating and you're open, doing other things that we shouldn't be in a relationship for in the first place.
Exactly.
So right there, if somebody's telling you, I give up, that to me that you're losing trust. So once you say it, you better be ready to go because you're gonna have a lot of work to do to get it back.
Guys, we have a great show, a great week lined up for y'all.
Yeah, we do.
We have a superstar Hollywood producer coming in.
Hey.
One of the co-producers for Def Comedy Jam, Bob Sumner's joining us. We have celebrity comedian Billy D. Washington and Aldi Freeman joining us on the Wednesday show, so we're super excited about that. We got some tough love for y'all tomorrow, though.
Yeah, always.
Get ready.
You know how I do on Tuesdays. My favorite day of the week. I get to drop all them truth bombs.
And are you single? We want you on our Sexy Single Sofa on Thursday.
Yes, so make sure you guys, if you're single, you're looking for a match made in Houston, give us a call at the Matchmaker Hotline. Hit us up on the Amber Neal Show Facebook page. DM us. I'll get back to you right away.
Speaking of Facebook page.
Exactly. I was getting there. And if you're too shy to get on camera and come sit on our Sexy Single Sofa, come over to our Sexy Single event that we're having. We're having speed dating, glow-in-the-dark speed dating, along with musical love chairs. That'll be this Thursday starting at 7 p.m. right here at the Boss Up Houston Network. If you want more information, go check out our Amber Neal Show Facebook page. We have the event live. You can get tickets there. Tickets are only $49, and that includes food.
And BYOB, guys. So doors open at 6. You can come get your food. The activities start at 7. And for more information, go to the Amber Neal Show page. And for more information, how you can be involved in everything we have going on, and we're looking for friends of the show, go to amberneal.com.
And since it is, of course, Married Date Monday, for all you couples out there who are looking for things to do, we are trying to go and put the date back in your marriage. So we're giving you 30 to 50 events every month. Those are physical, in-person events. Along with August, we're going to be launching our virtual events. So we're going to be starting off kind of slow on the virtual, but the more people we got signing up for the virtual, the faster we'll build it, the faster it'll come. You know what I'm saying? So if you couples are looking for things to do, today is Margarita Monday, tomorrow is Strengthen Your Relationship, and Wednesday is going to be one of our favorite nights, Paint Night. So, we have all kinds of events coming up this week. So if you want to check them out, go to marriedate.com. All you couples out there, marriedate.com. That's MARRIDATE.com.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Peace.
Married, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Chris and I met on MySpace. We started doing music together first, and then we became really good friends, and we were friends for about 5 years. And then we started dating each other in 2008. By February 2009, we were engaged, and by November 2009, we were married. We have 3 children together that we have raised, and we have traveled the world together and eaten some of the best food in the world, and collectively have just built up an amazing network of friends and family and a circle of people that we just love and care about, and they continue to motivate, and we continue to motivate them. We build our energy on our relationship with the energy that we can give to other people and the effect that we can have on other people's lives. And we're going on 12 years strong this year through all the obstacles and the goods and the bads. We're still together, and we're here to share our story.
Join Marriedate today by visiting www.marriedate.com.
Hey guys, today was such a great show. There's some really cool psychology tips that we gave you. Go back and check the show out because it'll help you in all areas of your relationship. But I want to talk to you guys today about the signs that you might be ending your relationship. It's really sad when that happens, but the reality of it is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Sometimes people are beating a dead horse. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. But the thing about the law of attraction, it's not about controlling the outcome. It is really about if you want your relationship to work, or maybe you want to get back together, or maybe you want it to work in the future, it's about surrendering how it's gonna happen. And it's about thinking only positive things. Believe it or not, when you're going through a breakup, the opposite thing you want to do is sit there and focus on the negative, because you're going to attract more of it. In fact, if you want the relationship to work out, listen to the love songs, send them spiritually. We are all connected. That's why you get the word soul ties. So try this as a method for the law of attraction to actually help you get it back together if you are losing it. Only focus on the positive. Focus on the feeling it feels if the relationship worked out. So take your time and tap into your spirit and pray, but understand sometimes you gotta let it go before you can get it back. People appreciate the things that they lose, and sometimes you just don't know what you have till it's gone.
What's up, guys? It's your boy DJ Houston, and today was a lovely day on Married Date Monday. You know, we always talk about couples when it comes to Mondays because we do singles every other day of the week. But today we were talking about checking out of your relationship, you know, signs that it's over already. I don't know if y'all guys ever been in the situation where you've just been like, fuck it, I'm done, get the hell out of my life, there's your damn bags, pack them the fuck up, and go. I don't want to see you no more, I don't want to hear you no more. And you know, it's sad that when you get to that point, it's because already in your relationship there was a lot of other things that were already done. You were checked out mentally and physically and emotionally a long time ago. You know, when you get to that point, guys, what I recommend for you, definitely leave the situation, but go get yourself some therapy afterwards. Figure out why you made yourself get to that point, or you let the other person push you to that point. Therapy, coming up with that clean conscience, coming up with that clean mind, knowing what you got yourself into in that relationship so you don't make the same mistake in the next relationship is one of the most important things you can do to grow as a human. So you know what? Take that advice, don't take that advice, but if you don't take it and you call me, I'm gonna put you on blast. Find out more on the next Married Date Monday.